So, Boom for Real, which is a documentary about Jean-Michel Basquiat, who's been the subject of umpteen films. There's that Julian Schnabel film from 1996. There was David Shulman made a documentary for the BBC not so long ago, Rage to Riches. I did an on stage with him when they did a cinema presentation of it. Boom for Real, directed by Sarah Driver, focuses on Basquiat's late teenage years, the period before he achieved international fame, when he was known for his Samo street tags and became the stuff of urban legend. So the film is basically a series of interviews with people like Jim Jarmusch, Fab Five Freddy, Patricia Field, recounting the charisma of their encounters with him and where he did or didn't fit into the art, music, graffiti scene. Here's a clip.
But I knew that Jean was not one of the writers.
He was never really a graffiti artist, you know. I mean, he was not part of the culture, you know. I mean, there was a way we dressed, how we spoke. He wasn't part of that.
Well, graffiti, I mean, anyone that's scribbling something on the wall becomes graffiti. You know, being black and writing words, he's tagged as a graffiti artist. But that was his canvas, you know. He didn't really have a place to live, so if he wanted to create something, he put it outside on the wall, right?
The thing about Basquiat, and I think one of the reasons why, you know, filmmakers keep returning to it, I mean, it is a fascinating story, but it's also very hard to pin down. There was a documentary in 2010 called, there was a film in 2010 called Radiant Child, wasn't there? And there have been a number of films that have attempted to sort of really get under the skin of, you know, of his life and his work. And what you get here is a portrait of somebody who knew they were going to be a star, who told everyone around them that they were going to be a star, but clearly had the talent to back it up. And what I know about art wouldn't fill the back of a postage stamp. And actually what I know about Basquiat is from watching all these films about him. We get loads of stories about him, about his charm, about his charisma, about his spontaneity. You get a very good portrait of the Lower East Side at that period of being a kind of hotbed of talent, that something was really happening. What you don't get is much of a kind of a personal backstory, a family backstory. The film kind of meets its subject in the way that many of its talking heads do, that they just bump into Basquiat and are kind of overwhelmed by him. So although in the end you don't get to know him better, but you kind of wish you had.